Welcome to the second and final part of our podcast with Raycheal Proctor. Hope you enjoy it. What are the biggest mistakes that you feel like companies are making then? You're saying that people are siloed or
hmm
individual departments are siloed. How do you make that change?
Well, it's a good question. How do you make that change? First off, it might require a weekend of just pause. I think uh, companies, we have in-house, we have consulting, and we have agencies. And what I've seen at a lot of agencies, they're they're aggressively checking boxes. Is the customer
Yes.
happy? Is the company happy? What we have to do is pause and see how we can work together. That's cross-channel communication. And if we're not able, if the SEO team, your organic team, your content team isn't able, and what I've learned working on all these agencies is your organic team, your SEO team, and your content team may not even talk either,
Yeah.
which is wild to me.
Isn't that
It's
crazy?
just absolutely wild. Everyone has to talk. Everyone has to learn. So, I worked at and just to give you backstory there, I worked at an agency in Houston, Texas,
Okay.
and they're traditional or historically traditional. They've been around for 35 plus years. And one of our exercises as a team, we'd go out and check all the billboards that they placed and make sure there were no trees or shrubs in the way. That's how traditional they were. And it was a
Dang.
fun exercise. Got to ride around in a Porsche. But it's just like,
Yeah,
okay, this
cool.
is why we can't print.
Yeah.
But like the other part of that is we I in order to do what I did there, and that was to bridge the gap between digital marketing, actually introduce digital marketing in a thoughtful, mindful way. There's a lot of books over here on psychology and leadership because I had to realize it wasn't that they hated me, it was that they were afraid and they
Yeah.
didn't understand. So it took a lot of curiosity. So I started hanging out with the different departments
Okay.
and seeing what they did. And then each week we had a catered lunch, and we just talked about what our job was and how our job might affect someone else. And
That's
that,
so deep.
yeah, yeah. And so doing that exercise, there were some people who were put off by it, but just doing that exercise really helped. It even helped our design team. I took some design courses because I realized our graphic design team were struggling to create ads and help us with our A/B testing because they were thinking as artists. I'm one of those as well, but also the
Yeah.
data could inform that decision. And all great artists know the less options you have, better art sometimes you can make. So just being able to communicate in those ways, it took
Yeah.
curiosity and it took a lot of communication and also empathy and wanting to understand how we can work together. So that's how you bridge that gap, and that's how companies can effectively make that change to more of an omni-channel approach.
I agree completely. And I mean that not only in marketing, but I would put a blanket statement out there in general. The
Yeah.
more communication, relationship, culture that you have across all of the different channels and departments that you have, will make it so that when somebody steps, you're all stepping together and you're not stepping on each other's toes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an animal lover. Like similar to the way that I hear you speak to music and also movies I can relate to because you've had some pretty
Mm-hmm.
dang good references here, I might say. Um, but a key indicator species might be an amphibian like a frog, right? The
mm-hmm.
health of a river or a river ecosystem,
Mm-hmm.
the frog will die first, right?
Really?
Yes. So that's a key indicator system, a key indicator animal, right? So
Okay.
you would do that with the health of the river or wherever the water system that you're at. The
Mm-hmm.
amphibians will usually die first. So if you
Mm-hmm.
see a lot of frogs there, that's a good thing. It means that it's healthy. The same thing with your business, the culture and customers canceling. Ultimately, it's the customers are those indicating species of okay, there could be a cancellation on the product or even just not the synergy between the two different departments. Is the sales team selling a product, and then when they get to the customer service side, are they speaking to the exact same things that the sales team was speaking to?
Oh
Is
goodness.
your reporting dashboard or whatever you're reporting on speaking to the services that you provide and also speak to the same narrative that you sold that customer on? It's the exact same thing when you see somebody on your PPC side with a
Hmm.
search term, and then they also see you in the SEO side saying the exact same thing. It's
Right.
just making sure that it's all working together. And your viewpoint on that is integral, and it needs to happen more often than
Hmm.
not. Uh, and technology, in my opinion, makes it 10 times easier.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, I love that analogy. And I will do some more research into why that ecosystem changes just
Nice.
before we jump into the marketing aspect, because the interesting thing about frogs are they don't like mammals. They start off as little dogs, a cub
Yeah,
or a
yeah,
puppy,
for sure. For sure.
but frogs completely change what they are, from tadpoles to what do you, what is there
Froglets. Froglets.
froglets,
Yes.
and same with butterflies. So I will do a dive into that because it's a really interesting concept. So thank you for sharing that.
No, I
And
love it.
yeah, yeah, that is an absolutely great point. That ties into more of ABM marketing,
Yeah.
or ABM, account based marketing, which is one of my recent hyper focuses, just of how targeted it is and how much value you can get, not just on the B2B side, but also the B2C side. And I'm
Yeah.
also working it into more nonprofit
Okay.
business models and marketing strategies.
Yeah. I love it. Now, you say that you go to a lot of conferences.
Hmm.
Last year, I think I was at 12 or 13 total.
Nice.
Nice sometimes. Sometimes it's crazy, right? Sometimes you wake up the next day just like, I don't know how I'm gonna survive another day. This is crazy. What are some of the topics where you're like, if I hear this one more time, I swear. What is that one where you're like, it's a non-issue right now?
Gosh. I guess like how to use AI in content creation. I think because the mechanics are there, I think it helps with maybe organization of thought,
Yeah.
but you cannot negate creativity and thoughtfulness when it
Yeah.
comes to that. So it not only levels the playing field, it's going to expose people who are just using that primarily. So I think the only reason I kind of roll my eyes when I hear that is just sort of like, okay.
Yeah.
But I think other than that, I'm hearing a lot about how to automate your process, but I
Yes.
don't hear enough innovation being coupled with that automation. So what are you doing?
Yeah. I agree with
What
you.
about
I
you?
agree. I think the AI just topic I've had probably like 2 or 3 years of it where it's like I get it. The portion that I think is hard is people are thinking AI is the solution and I see it as the tool,
Correct.
right? And similar to that paintbrush or the piano or the
Hmm.
saxophone that you're familiar with,
Hmm.
so many people can play the saxophone, but there's only going to be one individual who literally blows your mind, right?
Right.
Um,
Expression.
and a proper artist in AI, they're utilizing prompts that make it towards an artistry, and they can get the results that they need to out of this tool. But if you
Hmm.
don't know
Hmm.
how to use that tool, it's not good. There's so many dumb people out there with a smartphone claiming that they're smart, and I
Right.
don't see it happening.
No, no. I totally agree. And they're very aggressive. I think there's a level of aggression that I sense. So
No, absolutely. I think it's one of those ones. What is a toxic thing that you're seeing in the SEO world that you would like to change?
it's always been sort of piggybacking. But in
Yeah.
the early days it wasn't like that. Like
Yeah.
in the early days I felt like everyone had like this wild wild west mentality.
Yeah.
Right now it's I don't know, a circle hug. Like you
Yeah.
just kind of everyone is just kind
Circle
of
hug. Yes. Yeah, for sure.
everyone's just sort of uh that's again, that's why I like brand SEO.
Yeah.
People have more innovation, still sort of that feel of it, but there's more innovation, there's more original thought.
Yeah.
I guess that would be my trend that is toxic. The other thing, I don't know, man. Like, if you weren't answering Reddit threads 10 years ago, what are you doing? Like, you,
Yeah,
how new
exactly.
to this are you?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Forum link building was my life. I gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah.
100%.
How new to this are you? If that, let me turn my microphone down because I'm pretty, the
No,
dog,
you're
I can see
good.
my dog's ears go back, and that's an indicator that my volume is getting too loud for her. It's the third nap of the day.
Your dog's like, knock it off.
Yeah, yeah, she's like, we get it, Lake Belly, right, right. I mean,
Yeah.
it improve your kibble, so there you go.
Yeah, that I think with any industry, there's always a toxicity when it comes to no, I know more than you,
Oh,
or
yes.
and I think like any tree that is out there, they all go up. There are some people who do it in a toxic way that you have to fix later, whether or not it's a bad way of doing link building or PBNs, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I think we need to find different ways to unite and really understand what is happening. The small business is completely different than IBM's website,
Correct.
and the tactics behind each one of them is going to be completely different. But we need to make sure that we are able to support and look for and work with other creators and SEO leaders to
Mm-hmm.
find the correct results. On boostability side, we have the luxury of working on over 30,000 active customers on a monthly basis. We're
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
tracking 7 million keywords. We got a lot of data.
Yeah.
We kind of know what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
But there's plenty of other people who, freelance individuals that go to these conferences and they go, if you don't do it their way, you're going to hell. And SEO hell, I don't understand where it is.
That's a really good point. So, so you're looking at more adaptability and being
Yeah,
able to take. I think that's one of the great things about, like, I go back to ABM because that's like one of my focuses right now. But you take the principles, and I think that's what attracted me to this industry is you're able to customize established beliefs to what works for you, and
yeah,
also know that it's ever changing. So sometimes I speak to people, let's say I'm being handed over clients or accounts, and I speak to them and I see what they're doing was is really good for 4 5 years ago.
yeah,
And I'm just like, you can't, you have to practice detachment. You have to be able to
yeah,
say, okay, like, things have
yeah,
shifted, things are changing. And that's why I like omnichannel, because while you're taking the weekend to learn about those shifts, you can make sure that your results and your efforts aren't declining at all. And I think that's something that's important.
you're correct. I think your overall stance and thought process behind everything is beautiful, and if more people were to take the same stance as what you've kind of spoken to today, I think so many companies would change their mind
Mm-hmm.
about what they're doing and grow. There's no way to not grow if there's better communication,
Mm-hmm.
individuals and marketing teams actually working together, right? That
Right.
it's basics. It's the basics.
Mm-hmm.
But so many people
Yeah.
aren't doing it.
Yeah. I don't understand it. But luckily I've been in some influential seats
Yeah.
and been able to steer that ship in one way or another. It's also, you have to sort of navigate those interpersonal politics sometimes,
Yeah.
and take a stand back and ask, why is this person, why haven't they done this before? And
Yeah.
once you kind of determine that, uh, you can push towards the greater good. And then sometimes people are just, I'm gonna say ornery. Mama
Yeah.
said he's ornery because he got all those teeth. But like, what's that quote from?
From Waterboy, right? Hell yeah, I love it, dude. I love it.
But and then you have to realize, you're like, okay, well, you can't change a gator, so
For
you got to
sure.
figure something else out.
It is what it is, right? There's so many
Yeah,
people who go through this life a little bit grumpy, and
yeah.
sometimes you need those people. That one grump will point out something that you forgot, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
But at the same time, you need somebody to snap them out of their where they're walking and get them to talk to you at the booth. And I'm so
Yes.
appreciative that we were able to do that with you.
Oh, of
Um,
course.
where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
Oh, wow, that's a good one. It's part of the trip I'm about to take. Knocking on 40's door.
I love
So,
it. Yes.
so right now, I feel like I have so many tools in my bag.
Yeah.
I just want to continue. So again, I talk a lot about just a holistic approach. I want to sort of marry all the things I'm good at and create some good there. And so I'm really good at marketing, and
Yeah.
I'm good at musical things. So I'm looking to marry those two. I want uh, classical music. I want music education to be available, and I want it to stay strong.
Yeah.
And I want all people to,
Yeah.
especially Black and Brown people, I'll say it,
Yeah.
to be inspired to pursue those arts and and write music because it's really important. And then also like there's other philanthropic, so like green space, animal advocacy,
Love it.
healthcare, like with tech especially. I have two sisters who are nurses, and there's a lot of work that needs to be done there.
Yeah.
When I and these are industries that I focused on because they're brilliant. The
Yeah.
industries they're brilliant and they're super passionate. But as far as marketing goes, one of the things that I've noticed, and we talk about a disconnect internally between our organic teams and our content teams and our paid search and our social teams and our email marketing, blah, blah, blah. But between these passionate industries that I've discussed, in order to really truly help them, you have to be curious and be willing to learn a lot about what they do, sit down and really digest what they're saying, and create thoughtful marketing plans that really work for them. And all marketing is a dissemination of information, right?
Yeah.
It's so I'm at the point where it's just sort of like, okay, I'm being very selective in the projects I work with, the people I work with, and I want to help in a like so for instance with like if I was helping in an amphibian rescue group, I need to spend some time with them little frogs, uh or froglet. And
Seriously.
so
I taught you something. I love it.
yes. And so that's where I look at in the next 5 years. I really want to just really focus in and hone in. I've loved all the clients I've worked with.
Yeah.
I know so much about fishing lures because I had a fishing client
Fishing
for
lures?
one of my bigger clients was a very extremely popular fishing lure manufacturer and
Okay.
producer. Like, so I know a lot about it, and so and I'll always be I guess curious about the industry and things like that. So that's the next 5 years, just really applying what I've learned and just hyper focusing on certain industries that I know could benefit from someone who wants to take the time to learn about their mission, their goals.
I love that. I love that. Something as a manager and something that I truly appreciate and love that you're speaking to is you need to actually be with the people on your team to understand exactly what they're going through.
Yeah.
In 2008, 2009, before I made the transition into the SEO world, I was working at Dish Network, and the CEO at the time said he had just come in and he decided he was going to shadow every like
Yes.
position in his company. And he did it for an hour, every position for the first 3 weeks. So he had a real understanding of what this person does and why.
Hmm.
And then your approach of, okay, I'm going to understand about these fishing lures, which are so interesting. Uh, but being able to market utilizing
Hmm.
that information is so valuable. You can't do whatever you want to do, whether or not it's content, SEO, PPC, the right keywords, whatever it may be, if you in marketing do not understand what your product is, period.
Correct. In your audience, and it just makes
Yeah,
you a more interesting person too.
absolutely.
I think it just creates layers and depth to this experience. So yeah, next 5 years.
That's
That's it.
great.
Little Rachel is at a point where she at least has the basics, and so
Yeah, that's great. That's
yeah, of
great. Rachel, I have absolutely loved this conversation that we have had, and thank you so much for coming on here.
course.
If somebody wants to find you, what's the best way for them to be able to find you?
Yeah, so I should have wrote it down. So you can find me. LinkedIn is really good. So you have Rachel, Raycheal,
Okay.
Proctor. If you just Google my name, there's
Yeah.
two other Rachel Proctors. One's a mayor,
Okay.
another is a country musician, and another one is in marketing. I'm the
Okay.
one who looks like this.
Yes.
And
Best version.
thank you. And
Yeah.
unlimitedmixmarketing.com is my
Oh,
agency.
okay.
And please just click there. We have contact information. Feel free to reach out that way. Is that sufficient, or do you want a
That
phone
that is
number?
perfect, and we'll make sure that
Okay.
we include your information inside of this podcast. But thank you so much for this opportunity. We will end it here. You've been an absolute pleasure to speak with.
Thank you so much, Nick.